All right. Hey, Camp Fam. It's your boy, Pretty Boy Dave T here with the other distinguished fellows of Wahuru. Say hello, Wahuru. Or not.
Hello, Cam Fam.
They were just like zoning or something like that. Uh-oh, it said there was a network error. Please reload.
And we were the ones zoning out.
Right? Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's try that again. Hey, Cam Fam. I am Pretty Boy Dave T. I'll be your host /LM for tonight. Thanks for joining this installment of EverMore with EverLore. You can see we have here the other distinguished members of Wahuru. Most of us are here. Hopefully Mike / will be joining us soon. So it's been a couple weeks since we were here last for this actual stream. Last couple weeks we did a creature creation station, so we were able to work on some of the fantastic beasties that you guys will be encountering soon. Well, maybe, hopefully, you won't be encountering them because they might, that's how we roll here in EverLore. Let's see. You guys can learn some information about EverLore. It is a classless and level-less tabletop role-playing game where we have tons of diversity and customization. You can learn more about us on social medias at EverLoreGame. Just make sure that when you guys are watching on our channels, you hit that like button, click the bell, and make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends about us. We're trying to make sure that people hear the buzz about us, and we really need your help on that. Also, check out our website. It's ManChildLTD.com. You can see our core books as well as see our swag, like t-shirts and other things that we have there as well. I think we have one person who is sitting right at the top on my screen, Belac, who has reached 1,300 EP.
Oh, finally.
Yes. So here's what we're going to do.
Is this all the 1,300 and up club? Because I think that's everyone here.
Oh? Nice.
What are you at, Anthony?
Oh, okay. I think it is.
Above that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But first, also, Caleb gets 3 EP tonight for being the first person to sign on. Uriah, you get 2 for being the second person. Yep.
Do I get 1 for being the third?
Oh, you know what? I'll do that.
Thank you so very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, we're going to try to be better about being on time. And so we will be hitting it at 6:50. And if it's just my pretty mug, it's just going to be my pretty mug. Y'all going to see, but we'll be here on time. All right? Mm-hmm. So who wants to explain to Cam Fam what happens?
I will, totally, for sure.
Okay, all right. So,
okay, Cam Fam. So, what happens when you're progressing your character in EverLore? All right, you get to roll 3 die, a 2d6s and 1d8. That d8 goes to your vitality.
And then, when do you do that though? At what level? I mean, at what not level?
At every 100 EP, you roll these 3 die. And then every even number, you get to choose a persona benefit. But I'll go into that after I tell you about these dice. So every 100 EP, you progress your character by rolling these 3 die. 2d6s, 1d8. The d8 goes to your vitality. The 2d6s, you get to choose whether those go to hits or whether that goes to your vestment. Okay? And so once you make your decision, then your character has progressed and is hopefully more formidable when it comes to battle and can take a few more hits. Now, we've seen some people roll some 1s. We're hoping he doesn't do that this time around. But, yeah, we're kind of rooting for you, Bloodstar.
Yeah, that's kind of ugly when that happens.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see what you got.
All righty. So I'm gonna start off where we usually do with the D8, which I think I'm gonna put towards my vitality.
That's the only option you have.
Yeah, I got it. Yep. Can I see that?
No. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's right in the middle of the road.
Can't be mad at that.
Yeah.
Here's the first D6.
Mid.
3.
Okay, that's also mid.
That's pretty mid, not gonna lie.
That's very mid.
Cocked.
Hmm. Wow,
Oh,
that is unfortunate. That is so
That's
sad.
below mid. That's
Oh man.
harsh.
So
I wish
now
you
would
the
be a great
best.
time to mention, Cam Fam, what we do as well. You only get one of these rolls every 1,000 EP.
Now,
To roll a D12
this is
and
our little,
spread those.
hold on, let me just jump in. This is our little homebrew here. So
Yeah.
this isn't canon.
Yeah. This homebrew to help our brother out.
I was a compassionate lore master because I was whining myself and I heard some whining of my fellow travelers. So we put our brains together and we thought, well, to salve our egos, we would come up with this.
I distinctly don't remember any whining.
I was whining.
I don't know. But yeah, so that's still an option. I mean, it's very early in your 1,000 EP career, so I don't know if you want to use it yet, but
So is there like a specific way it has to be allocated, or could I put
so you can't go past what the dice are. So like your D8 can't be 10 or something like that, or your D6s can't be. But you basically get to allocate that sum of the D12 that you roll into wherever you want to put those. But you only get one every 1,000. So
I would like to use it.
now? But
I mean,
hold on. You had some mid rolls. Like they weren't even low. You literally were middle of the road except for one.
I mean,
I
he
don't
did
care.
get a 1 and a 3 though. If he wants,
But a 3 is literally mid. Like that wasn't
Do not care.
okay.
it's his decision.
All right, there you go. Go ahead and
We
roll
gotta
it.
figure
then.
out how to use our powers somehow. Gotta
That's
try.
terrible. I'm happy when I use mine. I used them on low rolls. So what'd you get? Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
that's a straight up 12.
Yeah.
Oh no! What monster?
Well,
he
technically
created.
speaking, you had right because like 5 more and then 3 more would make those max out, and that's 8. And then 8 and 4 is 12. So literally, you just got an 8, 6, and 6.
Yeah.
Oh wait, do you get in addition to what you already rolled if you?
No. It's just now instead of what he rolled, they are all maxed out because that's how his points would be allocated. He literally rolled perfectly to fill in every single gap. That's crazy.
Wait, if you get a 12 on a D12, that would give you 6 to put to hit, 6 to vitality, or 6 to investment, but then no vitality, right?
No, he rolled a 3 and he rolled a 1, so he has to fill in
Yeah.
after what he's rolled.
You can take away from the 12 to add to the die rolls.
Yeah, no, but like, we can discuss
I
this
rolled
later.
Okay, yeah,
I
we'll
would
go
like
through
to-
the math
we'll table
after
this after the stream.
They're no longer live, so that you can follow.
They were getting a little bit in the weeds there.
Yeah.
All right, but that gave me a little bit of time. I had to log back into my Twitch.
Nice.
So I was like, okay, guys, keep talking.
Sometimes the weeds is
There we
helpful.
go. That's right. All right. Okay. So that done. You know what, guys? I have quite a bit of EP that I now have saved up. I'm going to be spinning it after this episode. So my mind's just percolating with the things I'm going to be putting
There
in.
you go.
Mhm.
So what we're going to do, same thing we usually do, is we're going to do a recap. Who wants to try?
I'll Tim.
I would love to go for it.
All right, we got 2 people.
I will.
All right. So, Caleb, I got you 1, 2. Anthony 3, 4. Uriah 5, 6.
Hey, Keontae, or who is that?
What?
He's talking to someone else.
Okay.
Well,
Sorry
it's him.
about that. I forgot I had the mute button.
That's hilarious.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, that's crazy. So I remember everything that happened last session. After dealing with Backwards World is still like canon to our thing, right? Or did that not happen for us?
That is canon.
That happened.
Okay, all right. So after coming to from Backwards World, we basically there's this whole thing, a whole set of events. There's a section where Ni'Karvwynn and Vandra are sent to the Shadow Sea again. They are taken with the boat maiden in the hands of the boat maiden after realizing Stitch is just gone and having a couple of our party members go out to find them. Before we head to the Shadow Sea, I remember that Vandra and Matatopa, they had gone out to talk about some of their business alone. And then once we get to the Shadow Sea, we are met by the a Deophyte of Piwa, I believe, who is the goddess of the hunt. And their whole deal is they heard our plea from the spire to ask to see the foe ender, and it was pretty tough realizing that he hunted something that should not have been hunted, and so Piwa punished him for his crimes. We had to kind of navigate our way through a conversation and a combat scene versus the Deophyte, and now we have to figure out what we can hunt for Piwa in order to I guess reconcile for not only Vandra's sins, but also part of what the Foender had done in their past. We came to in a sort of cave where some kind of group was fighting together against a large army of enemies. I didn't have my notes because I have a new character progression sheet, so this is as much as I can get to.
That's as solid as you got. All right, I got you. All right. Caleb, 1, 2. Uriah, 3, 4.
Okay.
Okay. So last time, I'm just gonna focus on the best character, Belac, of course.
Oh yeah, you're already wrong.
What?
After
How did you pronounce Ni'Karvwynn wrong?
So Belac, we get back. We being you, Wahuru Major, we get back to the settlement where Cha'o is with the that one lady. Yeah, and so
You guys are bad with names.
well, so the first thing he does is he decides to go check on Cha'o, of course.
All right, you're back.
So he goes and does that, and Cha'o is just about finished with what?
You're breaking up.
Anyways, he's just about finished. Yeah. So then he talks to the lady, who's doing stuff with Cha'o, and she gives him an item, specifically some like contacts made out of dragon scales, which he then puts in his eyes, as you do with contacts, and they made him blind and kind of hurt. But then he attuned to them, and they made him see slightly better. That's all I got.
That's it.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right. Okay,
That's
well,
not a bad amount to have.
Uriah, let's clean some of that up.
Okay, I wanna say I thought the goddess of the hunt was Pawnee.
Oh yeah, no, that's totally what I
So-
said.
I was going to start with that and not Pilwa or whatever he was talking about. But secondly, yes, Belac did get that, and he did attune. That did take about 45 minutes out of game for him to figure out how to not be blind anymore, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
But we also did fight this this Diaphite. She was pretty hardcore. In our encounter, it seemed as though her strikes would have connected, but she was just holding back and wanted us to prove ourselves. And so we fought her, and then Vandra thought he saw two of them. I don't know what was going on. Must be some lore trickery. But he thought he saw two of them and then started attacking his teammate. Luckily, Ni'Karvwynn's vestment is up there, so Vandra didn't have to do any damage to her. But yeah, that happened, and so after looking like total fools, she took pity on us and decided to help us out. And we do have to come up with a payment. I believe that's what he was talking about. The rest of Wahuru did end up going to the Lifeholt. And they were talking. Belac was talking to the person that helped with his contacts and turned some dragon scales into powder, some dust or something like that. And then they were super excited to help him out with that. But they were also working with Chaha'o and the spiders, like the spider eggs or whatever, to sort of get a certain amount to be with each member of Wahuru. So they're cultivating that as well. Also, Vandra and Matatopa did talk. They talked about his two sons, and Vandra learning what friendship is and family is as well. And so they had a moment where the two leaders of Wahuru grew closer together, and their journey towards liberating the world. And that's what I'll leave.
All right. I have the opportunity for 2 EP. All right, one for each answer. Who can tell me the name of the halfling that created the items for Chaha'o and Belac? And who can tell me precisely what Pawnee is?
Diahin.
Okay, Diahin is the name of the halfling.
Pawnee is the goddess of the hunt, right?
Okay, very good. Yes.
Yeah, I said that in my recap. Goddess.
So Pawnee is the goddess. Hunt. All right.
Mm-hmm. So that's +1, right?
So +1 for Pawnee is the goddess of the hunt. And
Wait, I said Pawnee in my recap.
No,
Yeah.
it's not about Pawnee. It's about goddess.
yeah, you said that Pawnee was the goddess only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also,
All right.
do I get one for recapping?
You get one for recap. You all get one for recapping. Vandra, I will give you 2 for recapping because yours was more thorough. I know you didn't go first, but it was a lot more thorough. So give you 2 on that.
Yep.
All right.
Woo!
Okay. With that, we will start with the more diluted member of Wahuru. And so Belac is standing with Diahin, and you have just attuned to the contacts. And Diahin is saying, hey, so how are they? And Chaho, the wolf, is saying, have you messed up his eyes? Is he weaker now?
How high would I estimate the ceiling to be?
When you came into the room, you were thinking that they were probably about a good 30 or 40 feet. Given that you saw Diahin has a lot of different size structures in there, She tinkers with a lot of things. So you didn't do a measurement, but you feel they're pretty tall.
Yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna grow to 16 feet.
You're gonna try to grow to 16 feet. What's your magical aptitude?
Alchemy.
Oh, alchemy.
Okay. So let's go ahead and roll that.
What time of day?
It was in the morning.
Oh, okay. Then I it's a cool 40.
Okay. Yep. No problem. You grow 6. Okay. So Diahine will take a couple steps back, and Chaho will say, "Oh, not weaker, stronger, stronger." And then she will go, "Urgh," and she will start to shake. And as she shakes, she will grow a little bit bigger.
Then I'll just like reach down and pet. Good.
As you start to pet her, you will notice that the hair around the scarification pattern on her, the tattoo, it starts to sort of wrap around your fingers, as if it's trying to stabilize your fingers and keep them safe.
Oh, okay. That's a thing. That's pretty cool.
And Diahine will say, "Oh yes, that is the enchantment working. You see, that's the saddle. Very nice. Yes, Shaho, you're so good. Such a good girl, Shaho. Such a good girl." And she'll get out a piece of meat and give it to her, and Shaho will.
Yeah. I'm gonna then try and make myself like 3 inches tall.
Okay. So go ahead and roll again.
Same thing, 40.
You revert back to your regular size. You know that you have the potential to do it, but you feel almost like sort of drained, as if you need more practice.
Okay.
You think if you give yourself a little bit of time, maybe later today you'll be able to do it, but you've just mastered this. Well, just learned this.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's wild.
That is rather nice. I really wasn't sure how those were going to turn out. And again, you're hearing this in your head, as well as through the glow of the magic item on her neck.
Yeah. I love what you've done with Chaho. It seems to be working already.
Yes, and it will make her much more durable in battle. I think she will be a lot harder to hit.
Good. Yeah. Then I'll turn to Chaho and ask, is it okay if I test out your new item and sit on you?
Not if you go that big. Chaho tries to laugh.
No, I'll stay my normal size. Then I would climb on Chaho.
And as you're doing it, I need you to roll prowess, and Chaho is going to roll Protean. I will roll Protean for Chaho. Oh, so she has never done anything like this before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You said
she's trying to make sure she keeps you on her. What's your prowess?
30.
Okay. Do you have any type of riding proficiency?
I have animal rider.
Oh, okay. All right. So as you are on her, she takes a few tentative steps, and you will notice that as she's doing that, she's trying to, like, she starts to hunch her shoulders like this a little bit, and she goes, "Is it working? Is it working?" And so, but nothing appears to be happening.
What?
She's trying to see if her fur and stuff is covering you like it was before, but it's not. Before she was sort of excited and, you know, the magic just happened. She doesn't understand how to tune to it, to activate it.
Oh, okay.
So how do you explain that to a wolf?
It isn't, but so try to think of it not as something else, but like try to focus on that and I don't know how to explain this to a wolf.
It can't be abused.
So Diahine will say, Chahaho, when you are hunting and you see a deer in front of you, do you focus on the flower beneath you? Chahaho will say, no, I focus on deer. Do you focus on the rain that fell upon you last week? No, focus on deer. Do you focus on the thunder that you heard 2 days ago? No, only on deer. Very good. Then, in this instance, focus only on your desire to protect your rider. Draw upon that desire and use that to call upon the magic within you. Okay. Chaho will try. Anthony.
What's
will
up?
You roll a d12 for Chaho.
I would love to roll a d12 for Chaho. Just give me a few short moments to do that.
I just want to note that I rolled an 11, so whatever he is, if it's lower than 11, it gets vetoed.
This goes to your alchemy roll.
Oh, I got a 5.
Belac, what's the total alchemy?
43.
Okay, so you will see that her hair like reaches over you and it clasps your legs and holds them down. But beyond that, it begins to like grow all around her and sort of hardens into what looks like armor that begins to go all the way around her and encases her. But she's still able to sort of walk around freely. And so she's just sort of walking around the room now. I like this. What do we do now?
If I'll say in like normal speak, if Diahine wouldn't mind, I'd like to show off our new abilities to the rest of the party.
Diahine will say, "Oh, by all means, please go. Enjoy. I'm glad that you like it, and I will await your payment when all is done. And when the rest of the group is here, by then, I am sure I will have some interesting information about the eggs.
Yes. Thank you very much, dear him.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And then I'll ask Chaho if she remembers, like, how to leave.
Well, you would also remember.
Yeah, no, I remember. I just want to know if she does so that she could lead the way and I wouldn't have to lead her.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she remembers. She'll go, assuming that you're trying to leave the building.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. She heads out. You guys will run into Matatopa, who was close to the entrance. He was taking some time to meditate and try to get a little bit closer to his God. Wow, that is nice.
Yeah.
Ciao. I like that. I can see you two going into battle like that. Very nice.
That's the goal. Do you know where Rastilian is?
Well, he went scouting with some of the forces from the Lifehold. They have been gone for a few hours now. I am not sure in which direction they went. It's probably best that we hang here until they come back.
Yeah. Would you happen to know of anywhere around here we could spar? You see, I got a magic item and I want to test it out.
I wouldn't, but I'm sure some of the guards would. And on that, we are going to cut. And we are going to pick up with Reaper.
Yeah.
All right. Reaper. So when last we met, you had gone out with the scouting party.
Yes.
And you guys had been told that there was some they noticed some increased activity, which the dwarves thought might have been related to some of the Delos Dominion activity. Taking you guys a couple of hours, you've gone further into the woods away from Starstone, and in the group, it's a small-ish group. There are 12 dwarves and 2 Burbors and yourself. And are you going with them? Are you sort of taking like an advanced sort of scouting position? What do you think?
I'll talk to them about like seeing if like a small group of like 7 people can go out ahead. Wait, hold on. I think I misunderstood what you were saying.
Okay, so there's a small group. All right, 12 dwarves, 2 Burbors, you.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are tracking to see if scouting to see if you guys can find out sort of what's going on. Do you want to stay with the small group, or are you trying to go sort of in advance of the small group?
I can
Then you have your tiger, of course.
Yeah. We roll survival. See the area. 34.
Okay. What are you trying to find?
I'm just kind of like trying to look around, See if there's any like disturbances or anything.
Hey, Stitch.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, Stitch.
So okay. Right now, you like I said, you don't. You guys are still sort of advancing out into the. I'm just trying to get a sense for. Are you trying to stay with them, or are you trying to go out further? That's all I need to know right now.
I'll go out a little further.
Okay. All right. Are you going casually? You going stealthily?
I'll go casual until I hear something or like see something,
Okay.
and then I'll stealth.
All right. So you're going casually, and roll prowess. Going to see how much further a pace you're going than the regular group.
40.
Okay. All right. So you and what's your tiger's name?
Hold on, it's in my notes. Where is it? Where did it go?
Okay. While you're thinking of that, so you guys are going ahead of them. At this point, you're probably about 300 feet ahead of them. You still have a fairly. What type of scouting proficiencies do you have?
I don't know.
Guys looking to try to see what he has. Just trying to see how aware of the group you might be.
I'm not seeing any. I also wouldn't know which one to choose. Like
Okay.
what to look for.
All right.
It doesn't just
You don't even have
Okay,
like something
so-
like spot clue?
Well, I mean, I was just trying to see if he had like a specific type of scout ability, but that's okay.
Okay.
So you and Waziri, Badger Tiger, Waziri. All right. So you guys are going ahead. You hear some noise. Up, probably. You guess maybe 90 or so feet ahead of you, and there seems to be like a glowing light.
Okay.
And what do you do? You approaching the light? You not approaching the light?
I'll stealth and approach it.
Okay. Roll your stealth.
Is it night?
Nope.
On 50.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you're stealthing towards it.
Yeah.
All right. What are you doing?
Insight. $34. Not 34. 37.
Okay. You will happen upon what appears to be a meeting. In the meeting, there are what you've seen before, like you know, you've seen some goblins, you've seen gnolls. There does look to be some type of what you would imagine is maybe some infernal type beast.
Yeah.
And it's speaking in. Do you have what languages do you have?
Or you just
All of them,
I
every
need-
single one.
Huh?
Don't even have to check.
What languages do you have?
half worm, prime, wood, hand can't, wave, dwarven.
Okay, so it is saying something that you can't understand, but it puts out its hand, and there's a glowing image that appears, and it appears to be of an elf with wings, a blue elf, a vlel to be sure. And it looks a lot like someone that you've been traveling with.
That's so weird. Do we know anybody
Well, no,
like that?
It's not. It seems to be making gestures at this vlel figure. If you get it a little bit closer, you might be able to make it out a little bit better.
Maybe.
Just getting a little closer.
Okay. You want to roll that stealth?
Oh, perfect. Any better? 9. I'm sorry, not 59. 56.
Yeah, well, they rolled a 1, so you're good. So they keep talking, and you notice that it is Stitch. The image that's in the hand, the illusory image, is of Stitch, and he's gesturing. And the others are shaking their head, and he pulls out a big bag, what looks to be heavy, and he's like this, and so they start like getting out paper, and like they're scratching marks on the paper, and they're looking at the image, and they're showing each other, and so then they just start to scatter.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the character sheet for Wizarding. So they're going after Stitch, I can presume.
I mean, that's your assumption.
Do they look like strong? Like, could I take them by myself?
I mean, you want to like,
Yeah, well,
yeah, to see how many there might be and stuff like that.
I got 42.
Okay. There appears to be a lot of the goblins, gnolls, and things like that. I mean, might you be able to take them? You don't know. But the infernal being seems to be strong. You have no way of gauging its abilities. But at this moment, it's just you and your tiger,
I know.
and there seems to be a lot of them.
I'll just go back to the group
Okay.
and then tell them what I saw.
All right. That's no good. Why don't we go back to the lifeboat and update them? Would you and one of the dwarfs is talking? Would you and emotions to the two bird wars be willing to track them further, maybe to see where they go, and report back to us? I'm assuming you're familiar with Portal Breach. If anything happens, do not engage them. Just Portal Breach back to us.
Cool.
Follow the devil as far as you can. Get as much information as you can, but then report back to us.
Okay.
Where is this friend of yours, this Stitch?
Is he back at the camp? I think he's back at the camp.
Roll knowledge.
27.
All right, so who can recall the last time we saw Stitch?
The last time we saw
Aw.
Stitch was when all of Wahuru was together, and like literally in that forest area, and then what's his face? Maratopa and Vandra walked off, and then Reaper and Bloodstar. I think Reaper was the first one to notice because he had asked about Stitch. Then he rolled insight and realized Stitch was not there. The last time we saw him was right before that, when we were all there.
All right. So, where's Stitch?
I have no idea.
All right. Okay. Well, then I will instruct some people to start looking for this friend of yours.
I remember where Stitch is, by the way, if we want to, because he's talking to someone. He's talking to a higher up. I'm not sure if it was a deity or something, but he was talking to somebody because Vandra and Maratopa came back, and when we talked to the boat maiden, Vandra had asked the boat maiden if she knew where Stitch was, and she was like, I am not at liberty to know exactly where he is or what they're talking about, but it seems as though he's conversing with so and so at the moment.
Yes. But yeah, so you didn't know where he was.
I guess technically no.
Yes.
But he's conversing with someone.
Yes, yes. Well, we think.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, we are going to cut to Stitch. Stitch.
Yes.
So, what's the last thing Stitch remembers?
Oh my. The last thing, dog, Stitch remembers. Good God, dude. It's been so long. I will have to say being blessed with the gift from his goddess. That's about the last thing I remember. And then we were tracking some people. That's the last thing I remember.
Stitch was having visions, and there were visions, and in them you saw several different things. One you remember like a golden sword.
Yep, I remember that.
Times, some
The
different
lake.
things.
Yep.
There was one point that came, you were asking for guidance from your deity, and you became enveloped in like a light that was so bright that none of us can look upon it. And then a whole bunch of craziness happened, and that's how several of us were taken into basically like a reverse mirror world.
Oh wow.
When we came back, Stitch, you were no longer with us. You were
Stitch gone.
elsewhere.
He did.
Stitch, you are now elsewhere. So, what are you going to do?
Okay, well, let me roll insight to find out what am I looking at. What's my surroundings since I'm elsewhere? And I roll a.
So, Mika Butler says, don't worry, Stitch. I never remember what happened to me either.
Thank you.
That's cool to hear, at least.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I rolled a 41.
Okay. So you will notice that you are by a lake.
Okay.
And it feels like a lake that you should know. Feels like a lake that you might have been there before.
You know, maybe from my background, perhaps, you know, from my culture, maybe, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Okay. All right. So then what I want to do is I want to walk towards this lake very reverently. And I want to start, and I'm gonna start kind of meditating on Daniel and thanking her for the blessing she's given me thus far. And then I want to approach this lake with my palms lifted up, and I'm going to say, I believe this is part of the vision that you've given me. I'm now at this lake, and I am seeking further direction from you.
Are you saying that out loud, or are you saying it in your mind? What are you doing?
No, I'm saying it in my mind. Saying it in my mind.
Okay, so you're praying.
Yes.
All right. So what do you need to roll? What are you trying to?
Magic attunement. Okay.
Not magical attunement.
I'm sorry, religious attunement. Sorry.
Okay.
It's been a while. It's been a while. Okay. Oh, not good. I got a 29.
Okay. You don't hear anything.
Okay. All right. Then what I want to do is I'm going to scan to see if I see any like people around that maybe I can go talk to, or like some type of structure or anything. And I'll get a roll, a 29 for insight.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you will see several structures on the other side of the lake. But on your side of the lake, standing not too far away from you, you will see a lady dressed in simple whitish robes. I say whitish because they were once white, but you can tell that she has worn them for quite a while, and they have grown dim with age.
Okay. So then I'm going to approach this lady. Is she kind of like close by, or is like a good ways from me to her?
She's probably about 50 or so feet away from you.
Okay. And as I approach, does she see me? Is her back towards me, or she see me approaching her?
She's looking right at you.
I'm gonna say, greetings. My name is Stitch. By chance, what is your name?
I am Melina.
Can you spell that for me, please?
It is M L E N O N.
Okay. I'm going to say, well, greetings, Melanon. It's nice meeting you. I'm going to let her know I had a vision of this lake, and I'm going to tell her how, I'm a follower of Daniel, and I'm going to ask, what is her story?
A fellow devotee of Daniel. How is it that you happened upon this lake at just this time?
I've had numerous dreams about this lake. Several times I had visions of this lake when I was praying. I'm seeking guidance. And it's kind of hard to explain. At one point I was praying, I believe, and there was a bright light, and I was separated from my companions, and I'm not sure where they're at, and I find myself here. And so I don't know, is this part of a dream still, or is this more my reality? So I'm just trying to.
This is very much reality, although I am not sure how you arrived here. I am a water that flows. How much have you heard of the Society of Alms?
Not a whole lot, unfortunately.
Ah, the Society of Alms is an order of healing that is devoted to the worship of Danu. Perhaps you have been called here to be initiated in the order.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Perhaps that's the case. I will humbly submit to that observation. Who would I need to talk to about this?
I guess since you have been placed in my path, you would speak with me.
Very well. So what does this process entails me becoming part of the Society of the Alms?
Well, I mean, there are a lot of things that it would entail, and there is no one path to entering the Society of Alms. However, it is an order of healing. Are you interested in healing? Do you care for others? What is your heart?
Well, I am definitely interested. I do care for others. I like to also bang, and so I would like to heal those who need healing, and then chastise those who need a good talking to, a good thrashing. I'm with a group called Wahuru, and we are liberators. And in that mindset, we have to get physical at times. And so I do enjoy mixing up as well.
Well, the society, members of the society, our brothers and sisters of the alms, are not often bangers. Although we are not strictly helpless, we do often have those who protect us. Perhaps that is your calling. I would not assume to know the will of the divine. You call yourself Stitch?
Yes.
Stitch. Stitch, I must meditate on this to know how best to serve you, and how best you may be of service to the society. What token of yours might I keep?
Well, now I will have to reach into my pouch, and I will present. What do I have? I don't know. What would you suggest I give as a token?
I would suggest something of meaning, but perhaps not of any monetary value. It is something that I could use to perhaps contact you after I have had a moment to consider you and have spoken with the elders about your odd appearance and potential.
Okay, then I will. I'm gonna go to my bag and present a dagger. This dagger was given to me by my mother, and it's been near and dear to my heart. This I can give to you as a token of me.
You present an item of death to from one that promotes life.
But it also could be an item of protection. Because you mentioned how the society on elms has protectors. And so it also could be as a way to defend and protect the society.
Huh. Then perhaps that is how you are being presented to us, as an item of death and as an item of protection. That is quite interesting. I will ponder this. Stitch, you have given me much to think about. I was not expecting to see you when I was called here today.
Who called you?
I was called by one of the seraphim. They spoke to me in my meditations and said that I should walk the path around Aquasulis.
Really?
Yes.
I was blessed to be in the presence of a seraphim recently, and I asked for her name, and they did not give it to me, unfortunately. Do you happen to know the seraphim you spoke to?
A seraphim's name is prize of the seraphim. It is for them to relinquish, not for me to give.
I understand. I understand. Well, I want to thank you for this opportunity. As you go and meditate, can I also join you in meditation?
You are free to do so. However, I feel that your time here is limited.
Okay.
As there is a certain aura that I see around you that is getting darker as we speak.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. So is it time for me to leave this wonderful place?
I believe you will be leaving sooner rather than later, but not of your choosing.
Wow. Very well. I appreciate the heads up. So while you meditate, where should I go?
Where do you want to go?
I would like to just take in the lake, and just.
Do you wish to go into the lake?
Yes.
By all means.
Very well. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you as well.
And then I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go all the way in, like submerging, but probably up to like my knees, and just kind of like just meditate.
Okay. All right. Are you watching what she does, or are you just sort of focusing on?
Yes, I'm watching what she's doing.
Okay. She is going to she's going to go close to the tree that you saw her standing near, and she will kneel down and she will cross her knees and start to meditate. As she's doing that, she will begin to float into the air, and around her a white halo will start to appear.
Wow.
And as she does that, you will see there are 8 warriors that are standing around her that just magically seem to appear. You'll get the sense that they were there the whole time.
Wow.
You just didn't register their presence.
Impressive.
Go on.
And now they like provide a ring protection around her, or are they looking at me, or I mean, what are they doing?
Some of them are looking at you. Some of them are looking around in the forest. Yes, they are a ring of protection around her.
Okay. Then I want to salute them.
And one will look at you And he will pull out his dagger and hold it to you and nod like this. And he will toss his dagger towards you.
Oh, cool. Very well. So I will go and retrieve his dagger.
Okay.
And then I'm going to look at it. Is there anything significant about this dagger I could notice? Anything? I'm roll insight just to see. I get a nice 12. So I get a 42.
Looks to be a well-made dagger, but there doesn't seem to be anything like ultra special about it.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna put it back in my pouch.
Okay. All right.
And so I want to say one more prayer to Daniel, just a prayer of thanksgiving, and also just for ask for protection because I might be leaving sooner rather than later and unexpectedly, so just for guidance. And I got a 35.
Okay. So as you are praying, you will feel like a wind sort of caressing you, and your vision will sort of shift. You will no longer be standing in the water. You'll be standing on solid ground outside of the lifeboat, and you will hear, like on the wind, as everything is starting to clear, guard yourself, for the hunt has begun in earnest.
Thank you.
And with that, we are cutting to Ni'Karvwynn and Vandra.
Yeah.
So,
Props for Huru Miner.
Ni'Karvwyn,
Bro, come on. I hyped you up and everything too.
Ni'Karvwynn and Vandra. So when last we met, you guys were in some type of a massive cave, cavern, and what do you recall?
Well, I remember that there was some sort of giant being and perhaps its pet companion, some kind of animal, and they were standing amongst like a large, like just piles of corpses and like even more enemies trying to like overflow them, I believe. And we were watching this, from my understanding, we were watching this from outside what was happening. Me, Vandra, and the Dia fight.
Okay. Vandra, what do you recall?
You have anything to add?
I'm not gonna hold you. Everything is blurry after our fight and looking like a fool, man. I was kind of stuck on that. I was like, dang, why'd I have to roll a Lord? Like I was zoned for like 5 minutes. I was like, gonna betray me and everything. I was out, man.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Okay. 1 EP for who can tell me the name of the Dia fight.
Oh man, you lost me.
No, I wrote it down. I wrote it down somewhere.
Can you like text it to me so I can say it?
The name of the Dia fight. Hold
The
on.
name of the Dia fight is, and then he's gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it before him.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Hold on. I have so many papers.
Is it the one where I saw the one that I cut the wing on?
Crazy how many papers you have.
You
Huh?
noticed. Okay.
You would have noticed that.
Yeah.
Your sword would have noticed that instantly.
I'm just making sure.
Huh. This is Calip's sheet.
All right, I will
No,
give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and
No.
sigh. Sigh is
Oh,
the name
yeah.
of the Dia fight.
Die.
Is that why you were sighing?
That's why
Yeah.
I was sighing, trying to help you guys out. All right, so Sai, Vandra, and Ni'Karvwynn are standing, and you're right, you are sort of standing at one point removed from the scene that is unfolding in front of you.
Yeah.
There are, it's like just when you first happened upon it, it was just like a massive killing field.
Yeah.
There was seemed to be like some massive thing. Seemed like it was bringing down a giant sword on some red blur. And then there was like a flash of light, and there were bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
And there was this big mangy beast looking thing with blood all over it. It was standing amidst the dead bodies, and it was just looking around, looking for something else to kill. And it had a massive wound across its chest, and it noticed it as it was falling over, dying.
Oh.
I'm gonna ask Sai, what's going on here?
All will be revealed. And as she says that, the scene changes.
Ah.
In front of you, up against the back end of the cavern, which is perhaps 100 or so feet behind you guys, there is a contingent of dwarves, and they seem to be massing around a rather royal looking dwarf in the back. And you will see a great big beast with mangy hair and scars all over as he bursts into the room and slices a pursuing foe with a blade held in his long furry tail.
I'm gonna roll insight and or knowledge to see if I know what this beast is, or what any of these creatures are.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of do the same actually. That's
Are they obscure?
I will give you obscure.
Woo!
Oh, perfect. Okay. In that case, I got a 32.
And I got a 35.
Nice.
So neither of you know what the big beast is.
Cool.
Right.
Oh, that's just sad.
He but he is savagely kicked to the ground by a lovely red-skinned female that you will know to be a Sherazon, which is the precursor of the Shorn. And you will recall from your understanding of lore that the Sherazons were and still do exist as shadowborn creatures. And she will step into the room and she will take her dagger across the throat of the mangy beast. And she will smile as a dark creature falls under the blade of a dwarf that seems too tall for his own skin.
Too tall for his own skin? Does that mean like the skin is too small around its muscles, or does it mean too tall to be a dwarf?
Yes.
Both of those.
I don't. Hold on. So the skin is like being stretched and everything, and we're seeing like its insides and all that. Like that's what's happening?
Right now, you see, yes, it appears that he appears to be too tall for a dwarf. And it does appear as if his skin is being stretched.
Brutal.
Okay.
And a giant muscly dwarf. And what is that dwarf doing?
And the mangy, hairy creature that has the slit in his throat is dying, and he's still trying to claw to still fight. And as he's trying to reach up to the red-skinned Sherazon female, and she just stabs him over and over again. And all the while she's smiling and laughing while she's smiling at the blue-skinned dwarf. And she just stabs this thing over and over again.
I'm going to say to Sai, should we help them?
Yeah,
And-
these visions are particularly violent. Why are you showing us these?
Sai will say, how do you think you could interject?
I would fight that person.
Well, is it perhaps the correct person to fight?
What is happening here? Who am I supposed to be angry at? Because I see people dying and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be mad or happy.
And you will hear, Elm drops, Falsband, fall back with the rest of the guards and protect King Draendor Bladebreaker. Widrla, Relflin, with me. Let's
Can
make
you
this-
spell
Okay,
those
can
names?
yeah, can you repeat those names again?
Hold on. With me. Let's make this Sherazon wench regret ever leaving the Shadow Sea.
Oh.
And then you will hear Blukian Thorin, Kiro Ostenheimer. I'm glad we finally get a chance to match blades. But you'll have to do much better than that, little pup, if you ever hope to stop me. A contract has been placed upon the head of yonder Draendor, and Prince Zia has come to collect.
You want to email that to us?
Yeah.
What do we- yeah.
I'll get that to you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Big time.
So as she does this, so if you guys want to try to do something, you can, but the scene is unfolding.
Okay, I'm going to roll to cast a spell.
If Vandra casts a spell, I have a single MAPR.
That's
So
horrible. Cast. Whew, that is terrible. In that case, I'm going to cast guided aggression on both Ni'Karvwynn and I.
oh,
And
we're
I'm just going
both
to go
doing
in
this.
for a slice on the Sherazorn witch lady, the red-skinned Sherazorn that was stabbing the crap out of the blue dwarf. I'm not particularly happy
No,
about
the
that.
Sherazorn wasn't stabbing the blue dwarf. She was stabbing the mange beast, right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then are we going in? Because if so, I have a plan of what I want to do.
Well, I think I've already kind of messed that up because I said I'm going for a slice after. So I
Okay, well, if he's going for a sliced, I'm gonna try and use my my little whoo to knock the Sherazorn away from the dwarves.
Okay. All right. So roll whatever you do for the shoo.
I have to find that in the email real quick.
Oh my.
All right.
It's-
So what are you going? Well, Vondra's going first because he was going in the action first.
Yeah, no, of course.
Okay. Does my guided aggression work?
What were you trying to do?
I put guided aggression on me and Ni'Karvwynn,
Okay.
and then I was going to just stab at this person.
Okay. So you run in and you stab at air.
Okay,
They're not there. Oh, I'm gonna roll
I
insight.
see.
Actually, I'm
So-
gonna cast insight and then roll insight.
So if you hit me with the guided aggression, do I still have to swing?
No.
Oh, okay, dope. Then I'm not going to.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
it's not
then,
like I like enraged you or anything.
Then in that case, I'll just go ahead and do versus. Oh, okay. So then I'm gonna go ahead and do my little pew and see if that'll help in any way. So that'll be 7.
My insight was 34, and then I
Okay.
also have blind sight active.
Okay. All right. So, but hold on to that because
Okay.
Ni'Karvwynn.
Yeah. Okay. So I got that would be 36, but instead it will be 42
Okay.
versus her magic resistance, the Sherazorn.
Okay, now here's the thing. Does yours affect anyone in his path?
Specifically, it says I can send a wave of energy to repulse enemies in a 15 radius.
Okay,
So if
alright.
I'm only considering the Sherazorn an enemy,
Yeah, that's right, Ni'Karvwynn. That's what I'm talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it goes out and nothing happens.
of course.
Woof.
And so Vandra, you did your insight as well as the blind sight.
Yeah.
And so the three of you guys watch as the Sherazon opens her hands and a host of copies of herself fill the room.
I should have
Maybe
used
a-
that.
I'm casting Disperse. Oh, I can't cast that. No, that's
Yep, would have been pretty useful.
Many of them fight with devious spells or summon creatures of their own, but one faces off against the too tall dwarf who grows into the form of a blue-skinned giant. Even still, the smaller female dances through his defenses to slip her dagger into the heart of the mighty dwarf barricaded behind the wall of dwarven shields and flesh.
no.
Uh-oh.
I want to carve into the ground the shield of Bran.
The shield of Bran,
Uh-huh.
you want to carve into the ground?
Oh,
yeah,
wait.
I'm just gonna draw the shield of Bran.
Oh,
and-
if you're doing that, Ni'Karvwynn is gonna like try and do it, but she has artful crafting, so she's going to like do it. She's gonna help you finish the design, so it's done faster. Can I use crafting for that?
Okay.
Sure, as you guys are doing that, you will see the blue-skinned giant is enraged, and he catches up to the Sherazon, and he is like just sweeping through all of her copies and clones and all that stuff, and his sword is coming down on her, and it seems as if he might be about to land the lethal blow, just as she throws a missile that seems to be going through his heart.
Oh no!
The air splits with a sound of thunder, and vision is obscured as the two mighty combatants appear to be just about to deliver the lethal blows.
Is there
However,
any way?
when all is settled, the corpses are strewn all around. What are you guys doing?
I'm
I
rolling.
assumed there was no way I could try to like get in the way of the Sherazorn's blow.
You can try.
Oh, you can?
Yeah,
All right.
in that case, I'm gonna see if I can't like put myself between wherever the Sherazorn is striking the big dwarf, so I can help the big dwarf get its attack off. Would that be
I'm
impulse,
going
or-
to see if I can help her get there quicker. So I'm actually going to throw and catapult her in that direction.
Okay.
Wait. Okay. I was just gonna
Because
try. and-
I mean, if it's a projectile, right? I don't see Ni'Karvwynn being fast enough just on her own. So I'm gonna give you that quick boost, fam.
Oh wait, if it's a projectile, I have. Okay, I guess if you're gonna throw me, then I can just use missile defense too. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, actually, never mind. Hold on. I'm gonna throw myself because I can fly and Ni'Karvwynn can't. So I'm gonna go ahead. Someone who can actually stop themselves midair instead of Ni'Karvwynn, who
Yeah,
might
that was-
just fall.
That's a
So
better
I'm gonna-
idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. And I have runner too, so I'm gonna just go and catapult myself with my missile defense too.
I also have runner, so I'm just gonna be sprinting to try and get in the way of this shot.
Okay. And you go soaring through the air.
And then I'm gonna roll prowess to stop myself where the where I think the
Okay, roll prowess.
woo. That is a 36.
Okay, and the projection goes straight through you.
Wait, even when I missile defense?
Yep.
No! my last ditch effort. I'm gonna cast swap
On what?
the projectile and rock.
Okay.
And
That-
the projectile goes straight through you, and you hear the air splits with the sound of thunder,
Dang.
and vision is obscured. And then, when all is settled, corpses are strewn all around.
Uriah, I think it was rigged.
You know what? I'm starting to. I believe you.
Then Sai will say, "It begins anew," and you will hear "Roar!" as a great beast comes into the room and grabs the dwarf, picks him up and bites into him,
Oh.
throws him on the ground. And
I'm gonna cast tranquility.
And then with his tail, he has a dagger in his tail, and he stabs into another beast, another dwarf. And following him into the room is a lovely red-skinned Sherazan, who takes her dagger and slices it through the neck of a dwarf that tries to impede the progress of that mangy-haired creature.
Ooh. What is happening?
I don't even know, man. I don't think we can. I'm just gonna land next to Ni'Karvwynn and just try to walk back to Sai and just roll. I'm just gonna start paying attention even more so to what's happening because it feels like I can't interact with them. So I might as well just what's going on.
After being sent forward with Vandra, Ni'Karvwynn is going to return back to her position next to Sai and just watch. I got an insight of that'll be 35
Do we have to roll
just to pay
insights?
attention. Probably not, but I'm just rolling so that way I can pay closer attention.
Okay. And she smiles as the mangy creature is struck with a sword from the too tall dwarf. And the mangy creature is impaled on it, and the too tall dwarf will lift it up. And the mangy creature is still trying to grab at it, and it's trying to claw at the dwarf. And he just shakes it, and he just slices it in two, and it falls apart. And you will hear, "Elim drops, Falzaban, fall back with the rest of the guards and protect King Draendor, Bladebreaker. Widra, Railfrin, with me. Let's make this Sherazan wench regret ever leaving the Shadow Sea." Lukian Thor.
Oh, great! It started again.
Osterheimer. I'm glad we finally get a chance to match blades. You have to do much better than that, little pup, if you ever hope to stop me. A contract has been placed on the head of yonder Draendor.
I'm going to look to see if there's anyone else around.
The group watches.
30.
The group watches as she opens her hands, and a host of copies fills the room.
Oh
Okay,
my
so
god!
I'm going to
With that
ask.
30, With that 30, you will notice that the mangy-haired creature, whose body has been torn asunder, is starting to reattach. Even as all the chaos is going around it. And the female will open her hand and copies will fill the room. And they will fight with devious spells. And some will summon creatures of their own. But one faces off against the too tall dwarf who grows into the form of a blue-skinned giant.
Can I
How do I
ask?
focus on the mangy thing? What's going on with him?
You can walk up to him.
I'm walking up to the mangy thing.
Okay, I mean, it's starting to reform slowly.
I'm gonna say, "What are you doing?" See if it can hear me.
I must kill. I must get him back into the battle. It must die.
What must die?
They all must die.
Why?
Because I kill. That is my purpose.
Have
Death.
you
Hey, are
tried?
you-
Death.
Have you tried a different purpose?
There is no other purpose. I am
Please?
glory. I am death. Death.
Hey,
death.
hey,
As
you
he's
know,
talking to you, a sword comes down in his throat and splits his head wide open.
I'm
And
gonna say,
just at that moment, the lovely female Sherazan slips through the guard and sticks her sword into the heart of the mighty dwarf behind the barricade.
I'm gonna say no. Stop.
And she turns as the giant is delivering the death blow, and she throws
Oh, God.
the death
Okay.
blow.
I'm
And the air
still
splits with the sound of thunder, and all vision is obscured.
I'm
And
still looking for the mangy thing.
standing next to Sai. I'm going to ask, why are you showing us an event repeating?
when all is settled, corpses are strewn all around. Roll insight.
Is she not responding to me? I'm assuming not.
30.
37.
With 30, you will notice that Sai is there. With 37, you will notice that all of the bodies are just like everywhere. However, you don't notice, like, even though there were like tons of the copies of the female, you don't seem to notice that singular female Shorn or the giant amongst all the bodies. But you do notice that the mangy creature is standing up and his head is reforming and he's just looking like trying to figure out which way to go. And
Hey, why not? Why are you killing, dude?
what do you mean? That is what I do. I end things.
Well, hey,
My purpose.
I find that it is way more enjoyable to live. You get a lot more glory in beginning things than ending them.
Foolish you are, foolish. But wait, watch this, he says as he runs out.
I'm gonna run and try to intercept it with my two swords.
Okay,
Just let them fight.
Like fly to intercept.
okay. And so you're trying to fight him?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what are you gonna do?
I'm fighting, but I'm on the defensive because I still want to talk to him. So I'm not trying to attack him, but I want to make sure he's like not attacking others.
Okay. All right.
And I'm gonna say, listen, buddy, I get the whole ending thing. Trust me. There are plenty of people I've ended as well. But I'm not thinking it's a good idea.
Okay. And he is going to swipe a clawed hand at you. And he is going to hit you.
Wait, he rolled a 12?
Not even close.
Well, how do we know he hit?
Why are we interfering? Just let them do their thing.
Huh?
Why are we interfering? Just let them fight.
Let who fight?
Them. Whoever's fighting, just let them.
I know they're playing. They're doing what they're supposed to do, what they want to do. Okay, you're right. Does a 230 hit?
No.
No. Okay, you're right. He missed you big time.
No, wouldn't even be
I
close
don't have
to the
enough
third one.
spells to stack to stop that.
Okay. So you're hit.
As soon as Ni'Karvwynn sees that, she's gonna like try to run in to grab Vandra and like take any other blows that are gonna come his way.
I don't know if he can.
All right. So you will run in. I'm going to allow you to do impulse to see if you can run in quicker than this thing can do another hit.
Okay.
Also, I imagine
37.
What?
I got a 12.
Okay, hold on.
Also, I imagine that I would know that she's coming in, like, because it's been less than 5 minutes, it seems. But that's, I mean, I don't know how long
It's been very quick. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so then I would see that coming, even though I'm getting hit. So I would want to protect Ni'Karvwynn.
Okay.
We are not staying here. I am grabbing you.
That's if you can reach up into the sky and get me.
Why up into the sky?
Because to be faster, I flew to start defending.
Oh, you're fighting and
Well,
flying
no,
at the same time?
You don't. You take 79 points of damage.
Ugh!
79? Wait, him or me?
You.
From
Okay.
And if you're trying to fly, he's going to grab you. So
Okay.
So roll impulse. He's going to try to grab you.
Okay.
Oh.
That is a 36.
So he will grab you.
Okay.
And he's going to say, "Kill everything! Kill it! Kill it!"
Ni'Karvwynn is going to yell out, "Behind you! The Sherazorn! You must kill it!"
And so he's going to let you go, and he's going to instantly turn. And as he turns, he's going to get stabbed by a Sherazon.
I'm going to catch myself.
Okay.
Ni'Karvwynn is going to try to
Yeah, I'm not going to let myself drop.
Yeah.
So I'm going to catch myself.
Ni'Karvwynn is going
to go.
Yeah.
You are going to feel that you have only taken half the damage.
Of 79?
Yeah. Half round.
Oh.
Damage.
What is that?
Yeah.
That's 40. So what is that? 38?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Vandra, I don't think we need to interfere with the mange beast anymore. That was a mighty hit you just took.
Sai says,
I mean,
how else will you ever succeed at your task?
Is it our task to succeed with?
I
These are
don't.
the issues of people perhaps far more ancient than us.
Did you not come to speak with Vokrin?
Which one is Vokrin?
The
Also,
one you were
ow.
just speaking with.
Oh, the one
That's-
that just grabbed me?
Yes. Have you
That was-
not-
Ah, freaking! I was
Ah.
thinking of more sane Vokrin.
I see. So
I'm gonna
this
cast something on
this
Yeah.
repeating moment is Volkrin's prison.
Yes. This is Pawnee's imprisonment of him. This is what his pride has brought him to.
What did he hunt that brought him to such a horrible fate?
Death, right? Glory? Seems like one of those things.
Vandra,
And as you guys are watching, the scene continues. So you will hear the same thing. You will see.
I casted healing waters on me just to
Okay.
let you know. Or sorry, minor healing. I casted minor healing on me.
Okay. All right. And it works.
Okay.
all right.
This time
Oh, yeah.
you will see him actually picked up by 4 of the Sherazon clones, and they are just going to just pull him apart. And as he starts to get knit back together, if you guys want to talk to him,
I'm going to say Vokrin.
who dare speak of me?
Vokrin Strazig.
I am foe Enda. I will end it. End them. End everything.
Well, it seems like right now your biggest foe is yourself. So instead of imprisoning yourself here, why don't we work on this anger situation? I think we need to come to an understanding here.
I exist to kill. There is nothing else. This is all
There's-
there is.
And that seems like a pretty sad existence, but I've been there. I existed for strength. There was nothing else for me. Until there was.
But how? How can I go on?
I'm still looking for the answers.
Then
But
you
what
know
I found
nothing.
is
You know nothing, he says, and he turns and tries to swing at something else.
you're gonna get stabbed again. So I would listen if I were you.
And you watch as he gets slaughtered again.
I tried it, dude. I'm really trying to talk to him. Okay. When he pieces himself back together, I'm gonna say, "Are you ready to listen?"
I will kill it. Where?
You can kill after. Just hear me out. I found that
Speak quick.
I found that friendship and comrades have helped. Well, you're gonna get stabbed again, buddy.
Vandra, do you have any of your big and littles food on you?
I might, but I think this is beyond food, man.
No. If all he sees are foes, then perhaps we have to give him a foe he can enjoy without fighting.
That is a crime.
Or a foe that he can't end. I want to see if I can make a foe like. No. Oh, I don't have that ability.
He's
While
covered
you
in
guys are
foes he
talking
can't
amongst
end.
yourselves, he will again begin fighting.
Vandra,
I'm
try to
gonna-
give him some
I'm
of your
gonna-
big and littles food.
I'm going to call my mom. I'm going to call Kahara.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if she knows. So this will be the first time Ni'Karvwynn sees this, but I'm going to pull out my scale coin.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try and reach out to my mother. So let's see if that works.
Vandra? What is that?
That is a 42.
Okay.
What are you doing?
You will feel like there is no connection because it doesn't exist yet.
I see. In that case, I'm going to put my skill coin back. And then I'm going to roll knowledge. I'm going to see what I know about the foe ender. Just anything I know about the foe ender. And that is a 34. I'm looking for sort of history, the fighting style, the Elderheim situation, just any sort of information I can pull up in the database.
Well, the Elderheim situation was a myth,
Okay.
and so you understood that the truth of the situation was with Pani, and you know that he was extremely proud. He was very prideful. He was very skillful. And in his journeys across the different planes, he basically hunted everything and killed just about everything that you could imagine. You think you heard at one point he might have had some type of family, something.
Watch this.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So, but you're not quite sure.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to say, Volkrin, what about your family?
My, what? Oh, and Mika Butler said, totally didn't know Vandra had parents that he knew. I always thought him being hatched from an abandoned egg or something.
Yes, Vandra does know his parents, although he doesn't speak with them very often.
That was kind of Caiaphas' story.
Okay, so family, kill family. What family? You're tricking me.
Your family.
No, Fowinder. Everybody comes from a family. Even those born into punishment, such as yourself.
No, they
I'm
were.
gonna fly up to see him at eye level, like not close, but I'm gonna fly to like instead of him looking down while we're speaking, I'm gonna look up, like so we can be at the same eye level.
But they
There's
were.
much more to life than this prison you've been put in.
They were
Look,
taken from me.
They
Killed.
were I am sorry.
No. Volkrin, did you know that you can make family?
Make. I did make a family, and they were taken. There was nothing
Taken by
nothing
who?
for me. No one knows of the Fowinder. My
Taken
lineage was
by
destroyed.
who? By who?
By the evil. By everyone. They all conspired against me. So I had to kill everything.
There is
But
more than
who
simply
took
good.
your family specifically?
I don't know. They were hidden from me. So that's why I had to kill everything. I hunted everything down, and I ended all of my foes. And
I am
so that they would know who I am.
Fowinder.
I
I am
understand.
so very sorry for your tragedy. Being here in this punishment must not make it any easier on you. You probably haven't seen human compassion in millennia.
Or just compassion in general. But I will say,
you probably
I
haven't eaten
understand.
either. Would you hold on? And then Ni'Karvwynn is going to go through her bag, and then she's going to find like some just trail rations, and then she's going to offer it to the Fowinder and offer him to come sit by her. Would you like to speak about it? And then she's going to hold out the food for him in her hand for him to take.
What need have I of this?
I'm gonna.
None
Oh,
know of me.
when,
None speak of the Fowinder unless I kill.
no,
Fowinder.
that's not true. I would speak of you. I would speak many good things about the Fowinder.
We've been told
And-
many good things about the Fowinder as well.
How
That's
have you
why
been
we've
told
come
of
here
me?
to see you.
Who has told you of me?
Other people, other beings that consider you very strong and
Perhaps you've heard of Davion?
one that can help.
Huh? What?
Davion?
But how?
Well, we were told
everything-
before you were put into this sort of punishment of yours that you were a great hero and that beyond simply killing things, you were full of pride and valor.
But none knew of my training but my family. And they were surely all killed in the attack.
Later on, your ways are passed down. I know people who know things based off of your training and your teachings.
Far beyond your family, you've had a huge impact on the world.
No.
Your styles of fighting have been taught to the honorable all across Mythandria.
So much so that I started looking for you, and I hope to be somewhat like you someday.
My song of death lives on?
Yes.
How?
I
how-
was
I've seen
actually
it in action. It's amazing. It saved me and my now fallen comrade once.
How can this be? I thought they were all gone. I hunted everything to kill everything. I needed to avenge.
Your power is used for so much more than killing, Foender. Your power is used
Trust
to
me.
protect those who cannot fight for themselves.
How could I?
Volgren, I understand. And I'm going to pull out my two swords, not in a threatening manner, but I'm going to pull them both out. This is Caiaphas, a fallen brother of mine. And this is Caliph, a friend and also a brother. They were both taken from me. I understand the rage, the anger, the hatred that you feel. Wanting and desiring complete annihilation of the thing that took them away from you. I get it. And I would be lying if I said that I don't want that myself. But even more so, I want to live on. I want to protect those that are around me, those that are still here. And I want them to live on. Live on because I remember them.
But how do I have killed so long. I thought that everything I was had been taken from me. I was deceived. And in that I erred against the gods. I warred against everything. I warred against Pawnee, herself, himself. I angered them in my vanity. And for that, they did punish me. I don't know that I deserve anything other than this.
Well, the first step in atonement is to realize you've made an error. And to that, I believe you've done. And so in my eyes, I believe you've atoned. Perhaps the goddess of the hunt would beg to differ, but I don't believe that you have to stay this way. And then Ni'Karvwynn is going to hand the Foender another piece of the rations.
And he will tentatively reach out, and his hands are still coated in blood, and he will take it, trying to be careful not to let his claws draw blood from you.
Mm-hmm.
As I see him take that, I'll say, well, I'm going to pull out some big and little's food and hand it to him and say, yes, go ahead, Ni'Karvwynn. But I'm going to pull out big and little's food, and then I'm going to say, I understand being deceived. And trust me, I understand how it feels to regret your actions. And it's actually kind of why I'm here. And then I'm going to hand him the food.
And he will sit down and hold the food and then he will start to eat it. And as he's eating it, you will see like his whole body is just like shaking as he is like trembling with emotion. It's not quite sorrow. It's just like anguish, you know, as if everything he was has just been stripped from him. And there's almost nothing left. And
I see.
Then Sai will say, he has finally broken. I think he is ready to learn.
Can Ni'Karvwynn take off her helmet, or is that like stuck to her face? Helmet the same style.
No, she can take it off.
Okay, sweet. She's gonna like take off her helm, and then she's gonna get closer to like the Foender, and then start to like not like full on hug him, but like just console him, like wrap her arm around and help him get everything out he needs to.
So he's sitting down, so as she comes and stands, she's what, 7 foot tall?
She's 7'5". Yep, 7'5".
Okay, so she's still reaching up a little bit just to get to his shoulders.
Yep. Yeah, that's wild.
And when she first does it, he flinches. And then he like, you can see he's like flinching to sort of calm himself down. Because his natural inclination is violence.
So then after the flinching happens, Ni'Karvwynn is going to like slowly come to put her hand back, and if he moves away again, she'll just step back with Sai.
When I see that he flinches, I'll say, it's okay. We aren't your foes.
I don't know what that means anymore.
Oh, foe ender. It is possible to be the foe ender and the ally befriender as well.
That is
Ally
so corny.
Befriender.
Oh my goodness.
The ally.
Someone's just jealous. It's okay.
That is so
I
embarrassing.
have not considered that.
It is we could work on the terminology, but it is possible to make friends, unslay foes.
And you say others have learned my song of death.
Vandra has more
Yes.
experience than
Crazy.
this with me.
And I'm gonna recount the events like in the Warfront when Midris came through and he had the dual dwarven cleavers and like all that happened. First, I'll start when Matatopa got his singularity, and then the Vanagor's Delight, and all the passing of that, and then the fight between Caliph and the other general being taken down, and the fight between Vandra and the general, and all that, and the surrounding, and then how Midris had come through the crowd of goblins and whatnot, and he had 2 dwarven cleavers, and he took him on like just one-on-one with the general, and how quickly their hands were moving, and the way things were, and all that. Like I'm gonna make it the focus of it. I'm gonna make Midris when he was using the Song of Death, and all of that.
As you're recounting that, 2 things are happening. One, the scene of the war is going on again. But this time, Vokrin is listening to you. And he seems engaged, and he's sort of moving like, with, the fighting. But as you talk more about Midris, and he understands that that's his song, he takes a sense of pride. And his shoulders lift up a bit. And Sai says, our time here is drawing short. Pawnee has agreed to end this one's suffering. She will demand the sacrifice. But because of your compassion, you are allowed to gather a reward. Just then, the loud clap, a lot of dead bodies. So there is loot around. So
yes,
you guys,
we are going to loot.
Yeah. We're gonna roll inside. On that. We're gonna woo.
Party loot.
You don't have to roll. You don't have to roll insight. I'll
Perfect.
just tell you. So you guys will gather 6 daggers, 10 shields, 4 grimoires,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
8 swords, 2 spears, 3 bows, 2 full suits of armor, and then I want one of you guys to roll a d6.
D6, got you.
I got it. Oh, well, you go
my
ahead.
bad.
Go ahead.
I got a 4.
Okay. So with that 4, you guys will also get a dagger of smoke,
Ooh, I'll take
Ooh.
that. I'll take that.
a sword of gold,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Take the dagger of
some
smoke.
strange armor cloth,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
and a platinum statue of a snake.
I'll take that.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even
Take
know
that.
about it. You just
Fine,
keep
I'ma
looking
still
for
take
Stitch
it.
right now.
And,
You, yeah, say that to my knapsack.
to carry all of that, she will do like this, and there's just like a little, what looked like just like a little dirt mark on her. But as she removes it, it's like a wristband.
Ooh.
She will hand it to whomever is going to be holding the stuff.
I will.
Carvin can. Oh.
Okay.
No, I'm holding it for sure.
She'll give it to Vandra, and
Yeah.
she will explain that it functions much like a splinter sack.
Okay.
It will hold the items. She will allow you to have it for 10 days, and then it will revert back to her. So
Mhm.
after
Okay.
that time, if you haven't removed this stuff, it all comes back to her.
Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and put the things in there, and then I'm going, since it's small, I'm going to place it in my sack of secrets.
She will say, "Don't." She will say, "Put it
Oh.
on your wrist."
Okay, then I'll put it on my wrist.
And
I trust you.
when you do that, it will merge with the wrist.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, even better, even better.
All right. And so that's where we are going to conclude tonight's episode, Cam Fam.
Oh.
So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And a couple questions for you. Well, where were Ni'Karvwynn and Vandra?
In the past, faux show. I think we were in the Shadow Sea, and the Shadow Sea took us down a current that placed us in the past to see what happened with Volcran. Like, because his prison was reliving that past, that he, like, the moment he really just messed up or whatever, and just really just lost himself. I think when we went through the Shadow Sea or whatever, we saw the prison. In that, we were just reliving the past, his past stuff.
Okay. Anybody else?
No, it was definitely the Shadow Sea. There's probably some specific place in the Shadow Sea that I'm not certain of this takes place, but this was definitely where his prison was. He was being kept here, and we know that the Shadow Sea, it likes to mess with time, you know. I'll walk for an hour, Uriah will walk for 5 minutes, that kind of deal. He was just going through a time loop where he's being punished, and it just keeps repeating over and over upon itself.
I like that.
Okay, I got one. What if they were trapped, like he was trapped inside of his own memory of what happened that day? Like, yeah. And so it was just cycling over and over again what happened to him in an infinite loop until they can blah, blah, blah. Story happened.
Okay.
I would say that the Shadow Sea, you know, pretty much what Anthony said. I co-signed on that.
Weak, Mike. Weak.
Oh.
Weak.
All right, appreciate it.
All right.
You got my vote, Anthony. You got my vote.
It's definitely the Shadow Sea because that's where they were originally. But I think it's a god constructed punishment, because it obviously is, because he's being punished by God.
Okay.
But I think by a god. But I think that they took tidbits from other things, and I don't think it's just to punish him. I think that it's just a space where they're just punishing people, and they're just throwing them into this battle where there's the same outcome no matter what. And I think the only one that isn't a prisoner was the red thing, because she's just murking everybody, so she's obviously enjoying herself, unless she doesn't like killing things, then it could be still a punishment. So it's just a punishment. It's a prison.
All
It's
right.
a time prison.
I'll give you guys all one for the attempt. Who is Blukian Thorin?
Who is
Okay.
what?
Blukian Thorin, the hero of Ostenheimer.
Okay, when you
Okay.
say Blukian Thorman, I'm going to say that is the big old dwarf who actually was kind of a giant low key with like the big muscles and the tight skin. I'm gonna say he was.
Who is he?
Do what?
But who is he?
Oh, I'm gonna say he's giant. He was probably one of the people who was cool in the dwarven community during like its first conception. I'm not sure the history of the dwarves, but that's my best guess.
I think that he's Naman.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna just throw it out there. I think he's Naman before Naman was Naman.
It's definitely a guess.
All right, who else?
I don't know.
He's Deborah.
You
All right.
+1 for funny.
Who is King Draendor Bladebreaker?
He's a dwarf.
That he is, yes.
I think that he's a king dwarf.
Okay.
Wait, did you say Daybreaker?
Bladebreaker. King Draendor.
Bladebreaker. Okay, I think that he has a style that breaks blades,
Ah.
and I like maybe he fights with sword breakers or something, or his skill is just so renowned that like with his weapons he's been known in combat to break their blades, and so that follows him. And I think that he's a dwarf that like all these. I'm gonna just go out on a limb. All these people, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Volcran, as prideful as he was, gained his skills in this final batch against them and took a little something from them to make the Song of Death just that much more potent. And so I think Bladebreaker just played a little bit into the Song of Death as well.
All right. Okay. So I will give Vandra, I will give you 3 points.
We didn't even get to say anything.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go on, Anthony.
Exactly what Vandra said.
Before I go, last question: who is Pritzia?
No, I have a good one.
Okay.
I want to say exactly what Anthony said.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Who is Pritzia?
I'm gonna say Prixia. It's still kind of hard to keep up on the like whole entire conversation that happened. I'm gonna say that Prixia was the Sherazorn or the Sherazon.
Sherazon.
I'm going to say that she was the like kind of assassin Sherazon sent to kill Big Blue Dude, and I think her role in this is that she's their enemy. You know, like they've been going at this for a long time. You know, like back and forth. And finally, she gets to meet this combatant that she's been trying to hunt down this whole time after, you know, just armies of dwarves have been holding her off. She seems pretty good at fighting dwarves because of like how proficient she is in the fight. So probably being a very like well-known, powerful assassin, you know, dude has been waiting for his final come up with this.
All right.
I'm gonna say Prixia is now someone we haven't met. Because there was Naman and then there was someone else. And so without saying too much about them, I think this was before that. And I think she also was part of the reason why the Shorn are the Shorn, which like they can't, like they aren't, well, they're native to the Shadow Sea. The Sherazorn the Sherazan are, but the Shorn, the descendants, can't go back. Like they can't live in the Shadow Sea like their ancestors were. So I think that Prixia is part of that reason. Like she may have had a big influence on a lot of Sherazan and or something like that, and angered the gods. Like she was one of the big reasons why they were like, oh, y'all can't stay over there anymore. And then Shorn happened.
Okay, anybody else? All right, so Vandra, Uriah, I will give you 4 altogether. Everybody else collectively, I will give you guys 2. They were actually on Mortier, which is on Mythandria. They were in the very first battle of the Legion that started everything. The king was the king of one of the dwarven kingdoms that was coming to protect the first batch of prime beings. And Lucian Thorin was a protector of that king, who does eventually become Naman. Prithia, we haven't encountered her yet, so she might become something. What happened was Pawnee had trapped Volcran in the past, in that loop. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So, campground. Hope you guys enjoyed the trip down memory lane. It was Banana Goki is saying it was what is that word?
Shawaddle.
Oh,
It's Shawaddle.
Shawaddle. That's a thing that was done a different time.
All right.
That as we know right now isn't canon.
Gotcha. Okay, no, it wasn't. All right. So you guys can learn more about EverMore, EverLore, on our social medias at EverLoreGame. You guys can check out our live stream, which airs every Thursday from 6:50 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/EverLoreGame. We also have a second live stream with another group of crazy guys and gals, and that airs from 6:45 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is at twitch.tv/Essence of EverLore. Also, check out our website, which is ManChild Ltd. Guys, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit that bell. Also, please tell your friends. We're trying to get the word out. If you guys are looking for a game that has lots of diversity and customization, that is not limited by classes or levels, then this game
is for you. Peace,
Woo!
fam.
Peace out, fam.
Ow!
Later, Cam Fam.